welcome back to my channel. Back by popular demand, I have had so many requests to have my beautiful mum back on my channel. We are going to do a lovely daytime look for a more mature skin. So if you are interested in knowing what products we use and how they apply, then please keep watching. Okay, so first things first, prepping the skin. We have already applied a couple of drops of the Matrixyl 10% plus hyaluronic acid and the Buffet, both by The Ordinary. Mix those together and put those all over the face and the eye area as well. So today we are going to use something a little bit different. My mum usually uses either the YSL All Hours foundation for a more medium to full coverage look, or the YSL Touch Éclat All-in-One Glow Foundation, which is absolutely beautiful. We've done a review on this before. If you haven't seen that already, I will link that up here for you to watch a little bit later on, but it's absolutely stunning. But because we've used this already before on the channel, I wanted to use something a little bit different for a daytime look. So we're going to be using today the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. This is more of a mineral foundation, has a little mirror in there as well. It looks really nice on the skin and you can build this up, they say, to full coverage. So let's get some of this on the skin. Okay, so I'm going to apply this with the Precision Face brush, which is by Bare Minerals. You don't have to use their brush. You can use a different brush if that's what you choose. You can even use a face pad if that's what you want to do, but we're going to use this today. So the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, I think, is around about the same coverage as the YSL Touch Éclat. I would never say that this can be built up to full coverage. If you're wanting a full coverage look, you need a full coverage foundation, not a mineral foundation. But it's a very beautiful coverage anyway. Definitely needs concealer, so we're going to use some concealer. Now, I used this in my best drugstore concealers the other day. If you haven't seen that, I will link it up here for you. This is the Max Factor Mastertouch All Day Concealer, and it's really beautiful for any mineral foundations that you use. Just before I pop a little bit of that on, I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime in Bright Forecast very sparingly underneath the eye, just to cover up a little bit of the darkness. My mum's skin is quite highly pigmented underneath the eye area. In fact, all the way around the eye area, isn't it really? It's quite highly pigmented.
Yeah, sadly.
And this product by MAC is absolutely amazing. You can actually wear this on its own if you think that that coverage is enough. And it's a beautiful product. It's really hydrating and just really nice. Okay, so onto the Max Factor Mastertouch. We're literally going to put a dot underneath each eye.
That's more than one dot.
Just a bit of a dot. And then just blend that out using exactly the same brush. And I'm only adding this to areas that need it. So we're just going to wait for that to dry down a little bit. While we're waiting for that to dry down, I'm just going to add a little bit of a brow product to thicken the brows out a little bit and make them look like they're there. My mum never ever does anything to her brows. She's got a fringe, so they're not seen, but I just think doing brows when you've got more mature skin just really frames the eye and makes you look a little bit younger. So I'm going to add a little bit of this Rimmel product. It's just an eyebrow pencil and it costs about £2.99, and this is in the shade dark brown, but if you've got a really light hand, it will not look dark brown. We're hoping it'll not look dark brown.
I'm hoping.
So we're not doing anything fancy at all. We are just filling them out a little bit, just in the background. Okay, so we've just filled those out a tiny little bit. If you have a really light hand, it's more of a taupe colour rather than a really dark brown. And I do think it makes a difference.
Okay.
Definitely does. So I'm just going to smooth the under eye out now it's had time to dry down a little bit to make sure that no product has sank into any fine lines and wrinkles, and then I'm going to set it with the RCMA No Colour Powder. This is absolutely amazing. It is super fine milled, absolutely brilliant. It reminds me of the Laura Mercier setting powder. Absolutely fantastic. It costs about £6 for 3 ounces of product, which is about 20 times the amount that you would normally get. So just on a very damp blending sponge, I'm going to add a tiny bit of product, knock off the excess, you don't want too much, and just go underneath the eye and press that in, making sure that some of the dampness from the sponge comes through. And the same on the other side. Close your eyes. Just making sure that doesn't move throughout the day. My mum tends not to wear any eyeshadows during the day. She looks beautiful with eyeshadow on, but tends not to wear it throughout the day. So instead of putting any eyeshadows on today, we're just going to put a little bit of a pop of a liner. Now this is called Jewel and it's by NYX. It's slightly purple with a slight shimmer in it, but it can look quite brown, so it doesn't look too in your face and too colourful for a daytime look, but it just adds a little bit of definition. I'm going to put a tiny little bit underneath the lash line, but only in the outer third. And the same on the other side. And then just with a little cotton bud, just blend that out a little bit. Now my mum absolutely hates eyelash curlers, so I'm not going to use those on her today because they freak you out a little bit, don't they? A lot of people with a more mature skin think they are a little bit too old to be getting away with a jet black mascara. I completely disagree. I think this completely sets off the look and just makes you look absolutely fabulous. We are going to be using a jet black mascara today. This is the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit and costs around about £22, which is quite expensive I think for a mascara, but it really, really works. We're just going to apply this just to the top lash. My mum has the longest eyelashes in history. She's very, very lucky. I'm just going to put some of the Primark PS Iconic mascara on the bottom lashes. This is an amazing product. I think it only costs £2 and it's got the perfect wand for the bottom lashes. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit more definition back into the face by using a little bit of bronzer. This is a MAC product and it's the medium tan bronzer. Just going to sweep that over the skin. Just to add a little bit of warmth. Now for the cheeks, we're going to use another MAC product. This is in the shade Mocha. I have used this so many times. The actual name and number has rubbed off the back. So I'm just going to add this just to the high points of the cheek, missing out the apple completely, because I just think if you're a little bit more mature and you put blusher on the apple of your cheek, it just drags everything downwards. And we want it to look lifted. And a tiny bit of shimmer with the L'Oreal Le Blush in the shade Luminous Rose. The tiniest amount just on the tops of the cheekbones, just adds a little bit of sparkle. This is actually a blusher, not a highlighter, but I didn't want a really in-your-face highlighter for my mum because it would look a little bit strange. So we're just going for more of a luminous blush. And now for lips, another MAC product. This is an amazing product. MAC are fantastic for anybody with a more mature skin, so don't just glide past the MAC counters. They are amazing. This is in their Tender Talk lip balm range. This is more of a lip balm than an actual lipstick itself. It looks really, really vibrant, but it doesn't go on like that. It actually blends in with your natural lip colour, and just it's the most perfect shade. This is in the shade Teddy Pink. I'm not using a lip liner with this, so this is just perfect to shove in your handbag and just put on throughout the day. You won't even need a mirror. Okay, so this is the final look for today. It looks really, really pretty on my mum's skin. You wouldn't have thought that the Bare Pro would be enough coverage. It is very sheer to medium coverage. They do say you can build this up to full coverage. I don't think that's right, and I think if you do want full coverage, then maybe this might not be the product for you, but I do think as a day look it looks really pretty on your skin.
Thank you.
So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up. I will link all the products that we've used with the prices and the colours below in the description box. If you'd like to see my mum on my channel again, I'm going to get her own channel. Please comment below. We'll do a more evening look for a more mature skin, and we will use a more medium to full coverage foundation just to zhuzh it up a little bit. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. There is a watermark in this corner. If you click on it, it will take you through to my homepage where you can subscribe. So we'll see you all later on. Bye.